Hello, good evening, guys. Yeah, we'll start the session. Before which, a quick audio check. Were you able to hear me? If so, can you drop a text in the chat box? I guess people are joining now. Maybe we'll give another 2 minutes. Like they are joining now. Let them join. Before which, can I have some quick responses in the chat box? Were you able to hear me? Hello, good evening, guys. Yeah, please. Yeah, great. Yep. So there is no technical issue, I guess. So everyone can hear now. I've got great responses. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you all. So in this particular session, we are going to discuss on how to crack TCS CodeVita. So first of all, we have to know what is CodeVita, and everyone would have heard about the TCS company. They usually conduct some competitions. So they have conducted multiple competitions, out of which CodeVita is one of the major famous competition, and it is one of the international level competition as well. Okay, so this will see in detail what are the rounds they have, how to register, that is the most important thing, how to register in CodeVita, and what are the rounds they usually have, and what are the benefits of clearing each and every round. Everything we'll discuss in detail about CodeVita, and we'll discuss few versions of CodeVita, and we'll discuss the topics to be learned for CodeVita. So what are the essential topics I should know? How should I focus on the preparation part of CodeVita? When are they going to conduct examination on CodeVita? Everything we'll discuss in detail. Clear? Super, guys. So quick question, like people are joining now. Let's have a quick discussion about what is CodeVita. How many of you are aware of CodeVita? What is mean by TCS CodeVita? What is this competition is for? By participating in this particular competition, what are we going to get benefited from this? Is there any job opportunities from CodeVita? Any idea about this, guys? Just drop your answers in the chat box so that quickly I'll answer from your answers. So as people are joining now, let's not waste time in this particular point of time. Let's have a quick conversation regarding the TCS CodeVita. Is it going to give us a job offer, or it is going to give us, or it is a pure competition where they are going to give some rewards? What is it, and what are the rounds they have in CodeVita? Any idea about this? Who can participate in this? What is the eligibility criteria to participate in this coding competition? Is it only for engineering students, or is it only for arts, or whomever? What is there any specific criteria to attend this competition? So any idea about this? So these are all the things which we are going to discuss broadly in this particular session. Okay, what is the eligibility criteria? Who can participate? By the way, do we have aptitude in this? Because many people have this question. I have seen this. Is it pure coding? Oh yeah, of course it's pure coding. There is no aptitude, something like that. It's pure coding. It's a coding competition. Yeah, great, Samir. Like TCS will be offering in TCS Digital. Those who crack, okay, great. They won't give alone TCS Digital. They are also offering TCS Ninja as well. They offer both the packages. The packages, I'll tell you. Yeah, great response from Samir. Apart from this, any other questions anyone has? Of course, we do get benefits of career. Great, Dina. Of course, that's correct. We'll get career benefits also. When do we get career benefits? Is it like once after getting first round, they have multiple rounds, right? Once after getting multiple rounds, we are going to get this career opportunities, or once we are entering into the final round, are we going to get it? Yes, Krishna, that's perfect answer. Like someone named Happy has gained more knowledge in our technical skills. Perfect. Obviously, whenever we are participating in this kind of competitions, it will help us to boost our technical skills as well. Great. So almost everyone have joined, I guess. Like as this is being recorded session, you can watch it whenever you want. I'll start the particular session, guys. So how this session is broadly about how to crack TCS CodeVita. Okay. So here TCS CodeVita, it is an international level competition. It is not a national level. It is not zonal level. It is an international level coding competition. You are going to compete coders all over the world. It's a global competition. Okay, keep that in mind. So if it is going to be a global competition, we will have certain rounds to reach the finals. So you are not going to have one particular round in this particular competition. We have multiple rounds. Those rounds we'll discuss in detail. First and foremost thing, how to participate in this coding competition, that we have to know. Okay, that is nothing but how to register in this coding competition. Okay, and what is the eligibility criteria to participate in this competition. So these two things we'll discuss in detail. So registrations have been started. Okay, if you want to know how to register, click on this particular link. So when you go to this particular link, it will automatically take you to the CodeVita's official website. It's not some random website. It will take you to the official CodeVita website. So for example, I'll show you this. So when I go for this particular link, it is going to take us to the official CodeVita website. See, this is the TCS CodeVita's official website. You can click register here. When you click register here, it will help us to register for this particular competition. Okay, now I was not aware of how to register in this. So if you have already registered, you can sign in, or else you can click register and you can start registering this register in this competition. I was not aware how to register in this CodeVita. For that they have given help also. So in the frequently asked question, there is one particular question: how do I register and log in for the contest? So when you click here, there is a blog which has been given here. Kindly refer to this blog for step-by-step registration process. If you click this particular blog, they have given step-by-step guidance to register for this particular competition. So here they have given the step-by-step. So you can click register. You have to select region. So I'll broadly discuss about the region. Okay, you have to fill the details. Once you have to fill the details, you have to accept terms and conditions. You have to verify the email, configure OTC. OTC is nothing but one-time code, authentication code, that you have to give. Then you have to fill the details, and then same, it is been done. You have been registered for this particular competition. So this is the process to register for CodeVita. Again I'll repeat, you have to go to this particular link. So I have taken this link. This is the link. If you want, you can make a note of it. CodeVita.tcsapps.com. This is the official CodeVita website. When you click this particular link, it will take you to this particular page. So this mock video, I'll tell you what is mock video, all those things I'll tell you in detail. If you are entering into this page, click register. Whenever you are clicking register, it will ask you to sign in. If you have not signed in already, you have to register. If you are a new user, you have to register. I was not aware how to register for this particular competition. They have given a step-by-step thing for us to register this contest. So here in the frequently asked questions, the first question is how do I register and log in for the contest? Kindly refer to this blog. If you click this blog is a link. If you click this link, it will automatically take you to this page where you can register for this competition. This is the first thing you have to do to participate in this competition. Okay, how to register. We have seen how to register in this competition. Now the second thing is eligibility. What is the eligibility criteria for this competition? Okay, guys, I'll tell you, in this I am not going to focus more on problem solving questions on CodeVita. In the upcoming sessions, like we are going to have frequent webinars from FacePrep on how to crack CodeVita. In the upcoming sessions, we will be purely discussing only on previous year CodeVita questions. In this particular session, I am going to guide you how to participate in CodeVita and what are the things which you have to focus majorly on participating and how to crack this CodeVita. That is the thing which we are going to majorly focus here, because there are some questions, so I am just answering those questions also. So now let's come back to the topic. So here we have seen how to register in this CodeVita. What is the eligibility criteria? Okay, if you are a graduate who is pursuing your studies, you can participate in this particular competition, which is nothing but year of completion on 2024, 2025, 2026 and 2027. People those who have been passed out from the colleges are not eligible for this competition. This competition is purely for college students, those who are pursuing their career now. Okay, now we might have a question. Is this only for engineering graduates, or should I, like, can we allow, do they allow arts and science students? Do they allow diploma students? Yes. It is not only for engineering, it is for all the graduates. But the graduates, those who are pursuing undergraduate, diploma, postgraduate, yeah, even PG, UG and PG can also be participating from engineering or science background with any specialization, which is nothing but, like, some question might arise from people. Is it only for CS and IT background students? Because I am from mechanical, can I participate? So there is no partiality like departments. Irrespective of any department, anyone can participate in this competition, but it is a pure coding contest. Remember that. Okay, anyone can participate. So this is the eligibility criteria. Okay, this is a global level competition. Remember that. For that we have multiple rounds. Those multiple rounds we can discuss in the upcoming session. So there is a one good question from Niveda saying that, is this a team event? No, this is not a team event. It is an individual event. It is an individual event. It is not a team event. Before 5 to 6 years back, it was a team event, but currently it is an individual event. It is not a team event. Guys, during the session, if we have any questions, post your questions in the chat box. I am going through, parallelly I am watching all your comments. I can quickly answer your questions as well. In case if I miss any of your questions, please mention it at the end, or please mention twice or thrice, because I might miss few questions also. Okay. Let's come back to this. So registration we have seen, eligibility criteria we have seen, and it is not a team event, it is an individual event. We have to code individually. Okay, but still, as this is being a coding competition, we have certain benefits of this competition. I'll tell you what is the benefit we are going to have during this competition. That we'll discuss more. Great. So far you have no questions in this. Now let's move on to what's in for students. So why should a student has to participate in TCS CodeVita apart from any other competitions? First and foremost thing, so top 3 final candidates will be receiving a cash prize of 20,000 US dollars. It is not 20,000 cash rupees. In Indian rupees, it is 20,000 USD. So US dollars. Okay, this is the prize amount of this competition. As I have mentioned, it is an international level competition. They are giving us a huge prize amount of 20,000 US dollars. This is for top 3 candidates. Okay. Second, chance to explore careers. So through TCS CodeVita, we can get job offers also. Okay, through TCS CodeVita, we can get job offers also. That is what I was discussing before the start of the session. Do we have job offers from this? Yes, of course. We will be getting job opportunities also. Usually, TCS recruits for 2 different designation. That is TCS Ninja, TCS Digital. Okay, so for TCS Digital, the package is around 3.5 lakhs to 4 lakhs, and for TCS Digital, this is for TCS Ninja, it is 3.5 lakhs to 4 lakhs. TCS Digital, the package is around 7 to 7.5 lakhs per annum. Okay, so based on your performance and based on your interview, you will be given the job opportunities. Okay, so how come I can get my job opportunities? So once after clearing your first round, you will be called for interviews. Okay, so they will be picking top 5,000 students. That is what they have done till last year. This year the number might vary. I am not promising the numbers. I am just discussing this with the previous year's data. Not only previous year, last 3 years of data. So they will be picking the top 5,000 students from the first round. Number of rounds we'll discuss in detail. From the first round, they'll pick the top 5,000 candidates. Out of that 5,000 candidates, first 2,500 candidates will be called for TCS digital interview. Second 2,500 candidates will be called for TCS Ninja interview. During the interview, if you are performing well and if you are performing exceptionally good, you will be offered a package of 7.5 lakhs for TCS digital, 7 to 7.5 lakhs to TCS digital, and 3.5 to 4 lakhs for TCS Ninja. Apart from this, none other rounds you will be having for fetching job from TCS. So this is one of the golden opportunity for students to crack interview very easily, because here we don't have any aptitude at all. It's pure coding, no multiple technical interview rounds. One round, that is first round of CodeVita. If you are clearing that, automatically you will be called for interviews. Like there was a question from Lakshmi Sri. Yeah, of course you can register with a personal mail ID. So you can register with any of your mail IDs. Okay, have your own personal mail ID where you will be frequently using, because some people have multiple mail IDs. So I would suggest have one professional mail ID. So use that particular professional mail ID to register for these kind of competitions. You can register. Maybe you can give a try. You can register with your personal mail ID also. Gmail you can register. Okay, so this is all about the job opportunities from TCS through CodeVita. Okay, how many questions has to be solved to clear the first round, that we'll discuss in detail. Okay, as of now, it's a cash prize of $20,000 US. From this, we are going to get job offers. Is this mentioned in any other official website? Yes, of course, this particular point has been mentioned in the website. I'll show you here. Once after completing all these points, I'll show you. Compete with top coders in the world. That is also one of the takeaway from this particular competition. So because it is not going to happen in your college level, or it is in your district level, or in a state level, or it is not going to be in national level. You are going to participate in international competition. So you are going to compete with all the candidates all over the world. Okay, so you will have one opportunity to compete with top coders in the world, because everyone are going to get this particular opportunity. There are some top level coding competitions which has been happened, like Google CodeChamp, Kickstart, Facebook Hacker Cup, ASM, ICPC. There are n numbers of competition, but this is one famous competition in India where it is open to everyone can participate in this, and we are going to compete with top coders in the globe. So that is one of the takeaway for the candidate. And next one, platform to showcase your programming skills. So when we talk about programming skills, some people will be good with C, C++, Java, Python. So you can use any language and you can showcase your programming skills through this particular competition. Now let me take you to the CodeVita page. What is the takeaway from this? So here they have mentioned saying that chance to explore exciting careers. The website itself they have mentioned exciting careers with one of the top world's most powerful brands, that is TCS. So when you go for what is your topmost software company in India, if you say obviously people's mind, that's a company, people's mind is TCS, that comes. So you're just going to give a job opportunity also. Okay, and here finalists can stand a chance to travel to India, because it is an international competition. Other country people can travel to India. That is what they have mentioned here. Okay, so this is the takeaway for the students by participating in this particular competition. So this is the takeaway from this particular competition. Cool. Do you have any doubts in this? Or do you have no doubts? Let's move on to the next section. So what is the journey of CodeVita? So here we have to know what is the journey of CodeVita. So how to participate? So first and the foremost thing to participate in the CodeVita is registration. We have to register in CodeVita. We have seen how to register in CodeVita. Second, mock vitas. So what is meaning of mock vita and what is CodeVita? So CodeVita is the actual competition conducted by TCS. Then what does mean by mock vita in the sense? TCS usually conduct mock vita, which is like how CodeVita is going to happen. Similar, like they usually conduct mock tests. Okay, normally we usually have mock tests, right? So similar to CodeVita, they usually conduct some mock tests, and the name of those mock tests are called as mock vita. Usually TCS conducts 2 mock vitas before the CodeVita. each and every year, usually they will conduct 2 mock vitas, out of which 1 mock vita have been completed. Dates I have mentioned the upcoming slide. I'll tell you very clearly when does mock vita 2 is going to happen. So already mock vita 1 have been completed, second mock vita is yet to happen. So I'll tell you the dates, please mark in your calendar and you can give a try how does it works. So this mock vita helps you to know how does the platform works, because you need to have some exposure to the platform to participate in the competition. That is why TCS conducts 2 mock vitas for their candidates. Clear? Next to mock vita you have rounds. So what are all the rounds you have? You have 3 rounds in this particular competition. When we talk about TCS CodeVita, we have 3 rounds in this particular competition. First round we call it as zonal round. So zone wise they used to conduct. So India have been categorized into 2 zones. India have been categorized into 2 zones, zone 1 and zone 2. So I list out what are all the states or cities comes under zone 1 and what are all the cities comes under zone 2. I list out those things also. So zone 1 people will have first round on different date. Zone 2 people will have exam on different date. Both zone people will not have their exams on the same day. They will be having their exams on different dates. In the upcoming slide I will mention the cities which comes under zone 1 and the cities which comes under zone 2. Once after clearing this particular round 1, that is zone level, you will be called for interviews. From this they will be picking top 5,000. Out of this 5,000 they will be calling interviews for 2 different cadres, that is TCS Ninja. These details I am talking with respect to the previous year data, TCS Digital. Okay, this is what happens in the first round. The people, those who are clearing from the first round, they are eligible to go for the second round. The second round is called as qualifier. So what does mean by this qualifier? So in India we have 2 zones. Similar like this, all over the world, multiple countries will be participating. From all the countries, top some 5,000 like top coders will be picked. Those coders will be competing in the qualifier round. So this is from India. Zone 1, you are going to compete only within Indian candidates, Indian coders. Qualifier round, all over the world. All over the world. So qualifier round, you will be competing all over the world. So from every country they will pick the top coders. With those top coders you are going to compete, and this is also going to be the online round. This is first round is pure online. Second round is also going to be the online round. It is going to happen only in the online round. Advait, that was a question from Advait, saying that students can participate only once in CodeVita. So every year they usually conduct CodeVita only once. If currently if you are in second year, you can participate in this year CodeVita. When you are moving to third year of your engineering, you can participate in CodeVita. Whenever you are moving to the fourth year of your engineering, you can participate in CodeVita. Okay, there were one question from students saying that, sir, if I am in third year, I will be getting job opportunity. What if I am in second year? How come I will be getting a job opportunity without completing my degree? It's very simple. You will be getting internship opportunities. You will be getting a chance to do internship with TCS. Okay, so this is the criteria they have. So now round 1, you know, you will be competing only with the Indian coders. Qualifier round, you will be competing with all over the world. With the top coders all over the world, you will be competing. So from this round, they will be picking the top 10 coders and they will be sent to final. They will be sent to final. So for this final, top 10 coders will be selected. Top 10 coders will be selected from the qualifier round. Top 10 coders will be selected from the qualifier round. Clear? From this, top 3 coders will be getting a cash prize of rupees 20,000 US dollars. Okay, so this final is not going to happen in online, it is going to happen in offline. So people, wherever you belong to, you will be taken to TCS campus by TCS people, and this offline round will be happening. So your travel, stay, food, everything will be taken care by the TCS itself. You don't want to spend even a single rupee to participate in the final round. If you are being selected, everything will be taken care by the organization. That is why the last point they have mentioned that you will be having an opportunity to travel to India. So that is because if you are from some other country, you can travel to India. If you are in India and if you are in some other state, you can go to that particular location where they are going to conduct the final round of CodeVita. So these are all the 3 rounds they have it in their coding competition called CodeVita. Clear? So after these rounds, the final round. Okay, these are all the rounds they usually have in CodeVita. Each and every year they have the same rounds only. There is no change in the number of rounds and the number of rounds. Clear? Any questions from this, guys? So far, whatever we have discussed about CodeVita, is this clear? Do you have any questions from this? I'll give a minute of time. If you have any questions, you can mention it in the chat box. Great. Now let's go for the dates. So I have mentioned that before the actual round 1 of CodeVita, they usually conduct mock vitas. So they will be conducting 2 mock vitas, mock vita 1 and mock vita 2. So mock vita 1 happened on October 13 to 14. So how come it become 2 days? It is a 24 hours window. Okay, as I have mentioned, round 1, how many questions do we have in round 1? That we have to know, right? 6 questions, and the time limit of those 6 questions are 6 hours of time. Okay, that we'll discuss in detail now. In the upcoming thing we'll discuss. So date for mock vita 1. So before this itself, I'll quickly tell you what are all the rounds and how many questions we have. On round 1, that is on zone 1. Okay, zone level, you will be having 6 questions, pattern of CodeVita, and you have to complete those 6 questions in 6 hours of time. You will be given complete 6 hours. If you are logging in at evening 6 p.m. till night 12 p.m. you have the time limit to solve those 6 hours. You cannot log, if you are closing in between, you can log in and you have to solve the question. Okay, if you are keeping your system idle for more than 15 to 20 minutes, automatically you will log in, you have to log in. But if you are starting your test from that particular moment, your timing gets started, and entire 6 hours you can utilize for this particular round. After the 6 hours, the test will get auto submitted if you are not submitting also. So make sure you are submitting the questions. That is most important. Advait, what you have mentioned is completely wrong. You have mentioned the students can participate only once in lifetime for CodeVita. That is completely wrong. If you are a first year candidate, you can participate in your first year, you can participate in the second year of engineering, you can participate in the third year of engineering, and you can participate in your fourth year of engineering also. It is not only one time coding competition. You can participate in every year of your engineering. Harish, it is a coding competition. Through this coding competition, you are going to get a permanent job. It's like job opportunity. Krishna Maladi, there is a question from you saying that is this job opportunity for people those who are clearing, those who are entering into final round? No, that is not like that. Those who are clearing your first round, you will be called for job opportunities. It's not job opportunities for the top 10 people, job opportunities for the top 5,000 people, those who are clearing the first round, you will be called for job opportunities. It's not that for top 10 people, those who are clearing the first round, that is from India, there are top 5,000 they are going to pick, right? For those 5,000 people, they will be calling for job interviews. Clear? Now let me go for the pattern of CodeVita. So they have 6 questions. Those 6 questions has to be solved in 6 hours of time. So if you are starting your test, from that particular moment your timer gets started, and exactly after 6 hours the test gets closed. Okay? During this CodeVita competition, you can use internet. That is nothing but you can surf the answers for this particular question. You can surf the answers for this particular question. Okay, round 1 has 6 questions that has to be solved in 6 hours of time. This is a competition, and during this competition you are allowed to surf, that is you are allowed to browse. You can take help from internet. You can solve these 6 questions with the help of internet also. There is no webcam for this competition because they have mentioned clearly that you can browse, you can take help of internet to solve these questions, right? So there is no camera for this particular competition. You can take help from internet and you can solve these questions. They offer 8 programming languages, out of which C, C++, Java, Python, JS, Perl, R, Ruby, something 8 languages are allowed. But C, C++, Java, Python, JavaScript, these 5 languages are allowed during this competition. Okay. So this is one, I told you there is an advantage of this competition, right? This is one of the advantages where we can browse the questions, we can figure out the solutions of those questions with the help of internet. If you are taking help from internet, you have to do one step called attrition, that I'll tell you in the upcoming slide. Okay? So 6 questions, 6 hours, you can take help from internet also. After regarding presentation error, I will be discussing in this particular session. Not only about presentation error, there are multiple errors people usually get that I will be discussing in detail in this particular session. You can take a look into this. Is this clear, guys? Any other questions? Any other questions, guys? Okay, so you will be having 6 questions, 6 hours of time, and you can use internet for this particular competition. Advait, they have answered your question multiple times. It is not only once in lifetime competition. Every year of engineering you can participate in this CodeVita. Okay, so let me move on to this. So this is the pattern of the first round, and programming languages I have mentioned C, C++, Java, Python. Any languages can be used. Okay, now let's go for the dates. So CodeVita 1 happened on October 13 to 14. So here the time window is from 3 p.m. from October 13 to 3 p.m. on October 14. It is a 24 hours window. During that 24 hours, you can log in at any time. You can pick your 6-hour slot by your own convenience. Okay, it is at 24 hours window. Not only CodeVita 1, CodeVita 2, CodeVita. So that is first round of CodeVita, qualified everything except finale. Apart from all other things, it is a 24 hours window. During that 24 hours, you can log in at any point of time. You can pick your 6 hours window on your own choice. Clear? It is a 24 hours window. So CodeVita 1 happened on October 13 to 14, and during that 24 hours window you can pick your 6 hours window and you can participate in this competition. So that is what they have mentioned here, saying that Thank you for participating in Mock Vita 1. If you haven't already registered, register now to participate in Mock Vita 2. Mock Vita over. Mock Vita over in this. Mock Vita 1 have been over. Still Mock Vita 2 is yet to happen. You can participate in Mock Vita 2 and you can gain exposure to TCS CodeVita. Clear? Fine. Harish, regarding the level of difficulty, I'll let you know. Bopani Joshta, regarding the presentation error difficulty level, I'll be discussing in the upcoming slide. Everything I'll be discussing. So give me some time, I'll be discussing your question. At that point of time, you'll be getting answer for your question. Next, Mock Vita 2. So Mock Vita 2 is going to happen on October 3rd and October 4th. Okay, so the dates which they have given is by tentatively by TCS and they might change the dates also. They might change, but officially these are all the dates which is announced by TCS. These dates are released by officially by TCS. Okay, these are all the dates. It might get changed also. Mostly it will not get changed, but there are high chances to get changed also. Okay, as of now these are the dates which is officially released by TCS. Mock Vita 2 is yet to happen on November 3rd and November 4th. Okay, so those who have not registered, you can register and you can participate in CodeVita, that is Mock Vita. You can register in TCS CodeVita and you can participate in Mock Vita 2. Okay. If you are not attending Mock Vita also, you can directly attend CodeVita. It doesn't mean that you have to attend Mock Vita, generally you will be eligible for CodeVita. No. Mock Vita or mock test, so you can have an idea how does a CodeVita works, then you can attend CodeVita. Okay. Next, Zone 1, Round 1. So Round 1, Zone 1. So the cities which comes under Zone 1 are Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Chennai, Delhi, Lucknow, Mumbai and Indore. While you are registering for CodeVita, out of these cities, you will be picking any one of the cities. So it doesn't mean that these cities are not. Round 2 also has certain cities. Okay. So while you are registering for CodeVita, you will be picking your region. While you are picking your region, make sure your exam dates are this. Okay, if you are choosing your region as Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Chennai, Delhi, Lucknow, Mumbai and Indore, you will be having your competition on November 24th and November 25th. If you are picking your region as Pune, Nagpur, Kolkata, Hyderabad, Trivandrum and global states that people from other countries. Okay, those people will be having their round 1 on 8th and 9th of December 2023. First round will be happening in 2 separate rounds, one for zone 1 people, another for zone 2 people. People from zone 1 cannot participate in zone 2 and people from zone 2 cannot participate in zone 1. These two are first rounds for different set of people. Okay, there will be a question from people, sir, will zone 1 be easy, zone 2 be easy? No, not in that way. Both has equal weightage and equal difficulty level. Okay, regarding the difficulty level of questions, after this slide I will explain it to you. Okay, so this is all about zone 1. So from this round 1, they will be picking top 5,000 people. For those 5,000 people, job opportunities will be provided. Okay, along with job opportunities, you will be sent for next round also. It doesn't mean that once after job, next round you cannot proceed. You can proceed the next round, you can reach final and you can get the 20,000 cash prize also. Okay, so this is all about round 1 and their dates. Next, round 2, that is qualifier round. Qualifier round is likely to happen on 19th and 20th of January 2024. Harish, Mock Vita is just a mock test, it is not an elimination round. Round 1, that is an elimination round. Mock Vita is not the actual CodeVita competition, it is just mock test conducted by CodeVita. It is not an elimination round. Round 1 they have mentioned, right? Round 1, round 2 and final. These 3 are elimination rounds. Ashok, AB people, It's a very simple Hyderabad. Oh, sorry, not about like you can pick Hyderabad region. Hyderabad region for AP people. Ashok, hope I have answered. See, there are many cities which have been left out over here. You can pick your cities on your own choice. Hope it is clear. Okay, so round 1 is an elimination round. Round 2 is going to happen on 19th and 20th of January 2024, and final is yet to be decided. They have not released a date for final round of TCS CodeVita. And round 1 and round 2, it is going to happen purely on online. Final, it is going to happen in offline. You have to come to TCS campus and then you have to do your final round. Round 2, the global is nothing but people from other countries. I told you it is an international competition, right? Around some 87 plus countries will be participating in CodeVita. 87 plus countries will be participating in CodeVita. So for those remaining 86 countries, the first round will be happening on 8th and 9th of December. That is what they have mentioned it as global. After round 2 is an online round, not offline, it is an online round. Final is not an online round, it is going to happen in offline. Hope it is clear. Great. Before which, setting up the environment. So before setting up this environment, I will quickly discuss about the difficulty level of round 1 CodeVita questions. I told you the pattern is 6 questions. And the time is 6 hours. 6 questions and 6 hours. Out of these 6 questions, you can expect the level of difficulty in a way that 2 easy, 2 medium and 2 hard level. Kalyan, they have mentioned cities, right? They cannot mention all the 28 or 29 cities and 7 union territories for conducting their rounds. So they have picked the major cities and they have mentioned. That is what I have mentioned. You can pick your region of your own choice. They have mentioned these regions. In case if region is not been mentioned, for example, if people are from some city which has not been mentioned, they can pick any one region of their own choice. Right. Now let me come back to the pattern and the difficulty level of the question. They have 2 easy questions, 2 medium questions and 2 hard level questions. Okay, this is what mostly they usually have. Till last year this is how they have followed. You can pick any questions of your own choice and you can solve in any order. That we'll discuss in detail. Okay, and people, those who have solved 2 questions, have cleared their first round. Those who have solved 2 questions, those who have cleared 2 questions have solved. Those who have cleared. Those who have solved 2 questions have cleared their first round. If you are able to execute one question, it is slightly difficult to go to the second round. But if you are solving 2 plus questions, high chances are there to go for a second round. This data I am mentioning with respect to previous year results. Because till last year, those who have solved 2 plus questions, they have been selected for their next round. Okay? Any questions from this? Great. Now let me go for the next topic to discuss. So 6 questions, 6 hours of time. It is easy. You can solve this question easily. The question will be understandable. All the questions will be framed properly. You will have input format, output format, constraints, sample input and sample output, explanation. Everything they will be mentioning very clearly. There will not be any glitch in the question. Okay. So you can take that, and one more thing, you can take help of internet also. Of course, Manasa, 2 questions can be of easy ones also. That doesn't matter. If you are solving some 2 plus questions, you will be clearing your first round. Okay. There is one checkpoint here, plagiarism checker, that I will let you know. what is mean to plagiarism checker, though how people are getting caught by plagiarism checker, then I'll tell you. People, Kalyan, I have mentioned, if you are from Andhra Pradesh also, you can choose Hyderabad region. Okay, so I'm done with this. Now let me go for setting up the environment. So during the competition, what are all the things I have to focus and how should I set up my environment? Okay, so whenever you are starting your competition, you will be having the first page like this. So you can read out the instructions very clearly and carefully before starting your competition. So setting up the environment is most important. So in the Java, in the browser, you have to enable JavaScript, mic, like that is like some setups you will be doing in a browser, right? Clearing, cache, all those steps. So do that properly. Setting up the environment is nothing but reading the instructions carefully. So they have mentioned you will have 6 hours to complete the problems given to you. Your 6 hours start the moment you click the start context button. Below this you will have start contest. So when you click that, your 6 hours of time will be started. So those instructions they will be mentioning very clearly, and instructions whatever they have given you have to mention it here. But sites have been tested in Chrome and Firefox browsers, the browser which you have to choose. Ensure you are using a compatible browser. Ensure that your browser supports JavaScript. I told you, right, the setting up the environment. Site will not work properly if your browser has JavaScript blocked. Okay, bookmark the site for quick access later on. So read the instructions very clearly, and the programming languages allowed are C, C++, C#, Java, Perl, Python, Ruby and PHP. These are the 8 programming languages they allow for you to code. Okay, so this information is officially given from TCS. That's, I have taken a screenshot of it and I am displaying it here. And one more thing, while registering, if you are in zone 1, during your exam also you can participate in zone 1 only. While you are registering in your exam, you are registering in zone 1 and you are trying to take up the exam in zone 2, that is not allowed at all. Make sure while you are registering, if you are in zone 1, you can take up the exam when it is happening on zone 1. If you are registering for CodeVita, you have chosen zone 2, you can take up the test on zone 2. Hope it is clear now. So setting up the environment is most important, especially browser settings and the JavaScript enabling. If your JavaScript is blocked, the site will not work properly. Okay, next. Understand the test clock. What is the meaning of understanding the test clock? They have mentioned very clearly, right? It is a 24 hours window. You can pick any 6 hours of time slot. That is what they have mentioned very clearly. Still, from this, what should I understand as a test clock? In the sense, I have mentioned very clearly 6 questions will be given: A, B, C, D, E, F. 6 questions. So 6 hours of time. Still, from this, what you have to do is there are 6 different questions. There are 6 different questions. First, if you are clicking question A, the timer for question A will be start ticking. Okay, remaining questions of timer will not be started, but entire competition time of 6 hours will be started whenever you are starting the contest. That is fine. Regarding getting job opportunities in TCS, we'll discuss in the upcoming webinars. Okay, is it clear? So remember the test duration 6 hours of time will be started whenever you are starting up the competition. Whenever you are clicking question A, the timer for question A will be started. Whenever you are going for question B, the timer for question B will start. Whenever you are going for question E, the timer for question E will be started. So it doesn't mean that you should start all the questions at the same time, or you should go in the proper order. No, it is not in that way. You can pick F question first and you can start solving question F. Then you can come back to question number C, then you can start solving the question. whenever you are clicking the particular question, that timer will be started for that particular question. Okay, so you have started first question of A, so it will take a time of 6 hours until you are getting submitted, until you are submitting the question, just until you are clearing the solution, making all the test cases are being passed. Until then, the timer will be keep on getting running. Then when you are going for D, after 1 hour you are going for question number D. Then that moment onwards, the question timer will be started for this particular question. So what is the most important thing you have to focus in this instance? Here, what is the most important thing is, for example, if some 10 people are in the same level, on the 5,000 level, how will I pick one candidate? So for example, if 5,000, this is top 5,000, but all on the 5,000th position, some 10 to 15 people are in that particular thing. So at that time, they will not make it as 5,050 or something like that. So at that point of time, this comes into the picture. So what does it mean in the sense? The people those who have used less time to solve a particular question will be picked. So this will be happening only in the rare cases. Okay. So like for example, one guy has taken 6 hours of solving this question, and this question they have solved it in 6 hours. This question 6 hours. This question 6 hours. This question 6 hours. This question 6 hours. So once the test has been started, he is clicking all the 6 questions. So which means he has taken 6 hours for solving all the 6 questions. There is one more candidate who has chosen 6 hours of solving this question, 2 hours of solving this question, and 1 hour of solving this question. Then he will be given the first precedence. The second person will be given the first preference because he has taken less amount of time to solve one question, but the previous candidate has taken more amount of time to solve one question. That is how it will be considered. That is why I have mentioned very clearly saying that understand the test clock. Once you are starting the contest, 6 hours of timer will get started. For each and every question, you will have a sub timer to figure out how much time you have taken to solve that particular question. There is no penalties for wrong submissions. Sheikh Fida Hussain, you can use complete 6 hours for all the 6 questions. It doesn't mean that every question has 1 hour of time to it. No. All the 6 questions has to be solved in 6 hours of time, and you can shuffle between the questions. You are allowed to shuffle between the questions. Clear? Any other questions, guys? Any doubt in understanding the test clock? That's what I have answered your question, Sheikh Fida Hussain. You can use complete 6 hours for all the 6 questions. It's not an individual 1 hour question for every question. Okay, next, familiarize yourself with the coding arena. After this, you have to familiarize with the platform. That is why I said please attend the mock vitas so that you'll have clear picture on how CodeVita works. Okay, so once after clicking question E, the question name is lecture string. You will be getting the complete question, problem statement, constraints, input format, output format, everything will get. So I want to start solving this question. So in this you can solve in your offline compiler and you can upload a solution also. That is what here, upload solution. Okay, you can click the particular thing and you can choose the file, you can upload. While you are uploading the file, you have to save with the extension. Notepad with the proper extension, it has to be saved. C .c, C++ .cpp, Java, Python.py. With the proper, what is it? Extension, you have to save the notepad file. That is most important. If you are solving the question in offline compiler and you are uploading it as a file. No, I am not going to upload it as a file. I am going to solve it with the help of TCS compiler itself. At that point of time, what I have to do is I have to click online editor. So here for every question on the right top, they will be having a section called online editor. You can click online editor Once after clicking that online editor, you will be taken to this particular page. That is online editor. You can start typing your code here and you can submit. The submission process I'll tell you detailedly. As of now, let's discuss about online editor. Of course, Kalyan, you will be having such a time complexity also, because this is an international coding competition. You cannot give brute force approach for every question. Always you have to go for the optimized approach. Okay. While we are discussing in the actual CodeVita questions, while discussing the problems, we will be differentiating you how to solve more efficiently. At that webinar, you can have clear picture how to solve the questions efficiently. Okay. So once after clicking online editor, you will be taken to the online editor. You can choose the language of your own choice. On the right corner, you can choose the language. There is a drop down box. You can click the drop down box. You can pick your proficient language to solve the question. While you are picking, you should give the name of the question, program name you should give, and whenever you are choosing the programming language itself, automatically the extension will be there. You don't want to mention the extension, just mention the name of the question only. You can give any name. Okay, so here the question name at that moment was Lexi, so we have given the question name, program name is Lexi. You can give any name. Yamini Shetty, it is not mandatory to attempt all the questions. It is not mandatory. It is of your own choice. I said that if you are solving 2 questions, high chances are there. You can attempt all the questions. That will be, don't waste, because once after solving 2 questions, if you feel the third question is also easy, you can solve those 3 questions. That will be an additional benefit, right? Okay. So once after typing your complete code, you can give the name and you can save. You should click the save. The code will get saved. Okay. After saving the code, so whenever you click save, this particular solution will be saved locally. Just this question will be saved locally. Kalyan, the time complexity will be from that they will not mention. You should write the efficient code. So for example, if a question has to be solved when n time complexity, if you are solving with the n square time complexity, the test case will not pass. So here you should click save. After that you should click compile and run. When you click compile and run, it will be showing like this, saying that if your program has been successfully compiled, which is nothing but visible test cases will be passed. If the visible test cases have been passed, then they will mention. Okay. So test cases are of 2 types. One is public test case. Another one is private test case. So public test case are nothing but visible test case. Public test cases are nothing but visible test case. Private test cases are hidden test cases. Okay. So whenever you are clicking this compile and run button, it will pass, it will check the public test cases. So in the public test cases, it's nothing but you can know what is the input and what is the expected output. What is the input and what is the expected output. So it is not mandatory. Yamini, to answer your question, it is not mandatory. So you will know what is the input they have given, what is the output you are getting. The expected output you can get to know. This is called as public test case. So public says that I can know what is the expected output for the given input value. Okay. After you are making sure that your test case have been passed, you have to click submit final. When you click submit final, it will help you to check whether your private test case has been passed or not. Divyesh, regarding this presentation error, I will tell you what to do. Okay, I will explain what is a presentation error in the upcoming session. So once after making sure that you have passed the public test cases, you can click submit final. It will check the private test cases. Whenever the private test cases are being submitted, it will be showing this green color. Submission against private test cases are successful. So it states that visible test case, hidden test case. We usually see in the competitive coding platforms, right? Visible test case as a hidden test case. Here, hidden test cases are called as private test cases. Visible test cases are called as public test case. Okay, this question has been completed only if the private test cases are getting passed. Remember that very carefully. Some people think that if I pass public test cases, that question completion is over. No. If you are passing the public test cases, that is not going to add anything at all. If you are passing the private test cases, only then that particular question can be completed. It will be considered as that question have been completed. Is this clear? Only after passing the private test cases, the completion of that particular question will be considered. Else that completion will not be considered at all. If you are clearing public test cases, make sure you are passing the private test cases also. Is this clear, guys? So this is why I have mentioned saying that familiarize yourself with the coding arena. So the most important thing is you have to make sure that you have to pass the private test case. See, earlier here they mentioned your program has successfully compiled, so which means public test case have been passed. Then when you click submit final, it will check the private test case. Only if the submission against private test case have been passed, then only we will be considering that this question have been completed. Kalyan, regarding the topic of the questions, we will discuss in the upcoming session. I mean, in the today's session itself, in the upcoming session, we will discuss. Next, beat plagiarism. So, what is the meaning of plagiarism? So, last year, around 30,000 plus submissions have been rejected despite passing the test cases. The meaning is, even though if we have submitted the code and it has passed the private test cases, 30,000 plus submissions have been rejected because of plagiarism error. Okay, what is mean by plagiarism? The plagiarism is nothing but, for example, person 1 has solved his question and he has passed all the private test case. Person 1 is giving the solution to person 2 and he is giving the solution to person 3. He is compiling the code and passing all the private test case, and he is giving the solution and he is passing all the private test case, which means that particular question have been solved by all the 3 people. Okay, this is what called as plagiarism. The meaning of plagiarism is he has solved by his own. He is passing the solution to this person. He has copy pasted the same solution and passing all the test cases, and the same solution have been given to person 3. He also have copy pasted the solution, making sure the test case have been passed. Now all the 3 people have used the same solution. This will get caught by plagiarism checker, which means all the 3 people have used the same code and all the 3 people will be rejected, and the submission of all the 3 people will be rejected. That is what they have mentioned. Submissions rejected because of plagiarism despite passing the test cases, which means if one guy is solving the question and if he is clearing the test cases, he or she should not pass the solution to the next person. If they are passing the solution, if they are copy pasting the same solution, those who have copy pasted and those who have solved the question on their own, all the people's submissions will be rejected. Okay, if you are solving the question on your own, you have to keep the solution with yourselves. Please don't pass it to others. Okay, you would have put upon some efforts for clearing the question, and by passing the solution to other people, you will also land in trouble and you will also not be eligible for the next round, and you will not also be called for interviews also. If your code has been caught in plagiarism checker, you will not be called for interviews also, even though if you have passed the questions. Kalyan, I told multiple times the presentation error I will discuss in the upcoming slide. In today's session, I will explain. There are multiple errors will be happening. If I take that, I will be wasting some amount of time. In the upcoming slide, I have taken a separate topic as presentation error. At that point of time, I will explain you very clearly. Okay. So this is what called as plagiarism checker. As Neha, if you are tracking at least two questions, that is pretty good. If you are solving more than 2, high chances. If you are solving 2, you have high chances. So this is what called as plagiarism checker. And I told you very clearly, sir, I can take help of internet. Yes, right? Of course. If you are taking help of internet and if you are not using these attributions, you will also be caught in plagiarism checker. For example, there was a question. That question I have taken help from internet. That you have to mention while you are submitting the code. I have taken help of internet. How can I mention in the sense? For example, in this I will mention. Okay. So here we are giving the program name and extension. Okay. Below this you have one column. That only I have just cropped and I have mentioned. Program name and extension. We have seen, right? Save, compile. Below program name and extension, you have one section called attributions. What is the meaning of attribution in the sense? Okay, attributions in the sense from which website you have taken help to solve this particular solution. In case if you have taken help from internet, if you have not taken help from internet, you don't want to mark this checkbox. If you have taken help from internet to solve this particular question, you can check this box, you can mark this check box and then you can mention the link. You can copy paste the link which you have taken help and you can mention it in comments also. From this particular website or from this particular question, what help you have taken to solve this question. If you are mentioning this, while you are submitting this question, if you have taken help from internet, you will not be get caught in plagiarism checker. There are few people who are taking help from internet, but they are not marking this section. They are not marking this section. Because of this, many people get caught in plagiarism checker. I have clearly mentioned that you can take help from internet. If you are taking help from internet, you should mention that you have taken the help from internet. Sir, is it going to be any drawback that if I mention that I have taken help from internet? No, it is not going to be a drawback for you at all. If you have taken help from internet, but you have not mentioned that you have taken help from internet, at that point of time, it is going to be a drawback for you, saying that you will be getting caught in plagiarism checker. Is it clear? So this is the most important thing. Again and again I am stressing it. If you have taken help from internet, and guys, I will tell you one more thing. You have copied a solution from your friend and you are mentioning like attribution as saying that I have copied from a friend. That will not be considered. Okay. For solving this question, to crack the logic of this question, you have taken help from internet. Some website, you have XYZ website you have taken. So that link you should paste it here. And from that particular website, what help you have taken to solve this question, that you have to mention it in the comment. If your test case are being passed, that will be considered as a valid submission. If you have taken help from internet and if you are not mentioning this attributions, that will not be considered as a valid submission. That will land you in rejections. Yamini Shetty, everyone will not get same question. There will be a certain number of questions, 20 to 50 questions. Those 50 questions will be shuffled among all the candidates. High chances that two people can get same question. Okay, for example, if around 30,000 students are participating in CodeVita, all 30,000 students are not going to get different questions. There will be some 50 to 100 questions. Those 100 questions will be shuffled between all the 30,000 students. So at that point of time, there are high chances that you can get questions of same for both the candidates. Is that clear? Sheikh Fida Hussain, thus I have answered your question. I give 2 minutes, guys. Quickly go through this. Until now, what are all the topics which you have discussed? If you have any doubts, you can ask. I will quickly explain to you. Next, we will discuss what are all the types of errors you will get. So far, the presentation error we were discussing, right? Regarding that, what are all the types of errors you will be getting during the submission of the question, that we will discuss in detail. So if you have any questions or any queries up to the topic which we have discussed, you can post your question in the chat box. I will answer your questions. Okay, there are few questions. Will TCS consider if program has solved 2 or more with their own? Will they be moved to next one? Of course, if you have solved more than 2 questions and if you are clearing private test cases and if your code has not been caught in plagiarism checker, you will be moved to the next round. Then you will be called for job opportunities also. Krishna, that's what I have mentioned earlier, right? There is no webcam in this competition and you have you can use internet, you can browse the solutions also. If you are browsing the solutions, you have to click the attributions checkbox and you should paste the link from which website you have taken the help. If you are doing that, you will not get caught in plagiarism checker. You can take help from internet. There is no webcam at all. Cool. So far no questions, I guess. Now let me go to the next topic to discuss about cracking CodeVita. Pay attention to these status types. So what are all the different status types you can get during this competition? First one, while you are submitting the code, you will be getting compile time error. Mohammed Sharif, you will not have webcam at all. Nitya Vaishnavi, like there is no version change, like all the updated versions of the compiler will be given during the competition. Sumanjali, yes, round 1 and round 2 will be done on online. Shiva, there is no need to register for MockVita 2. If you have registered for CodeVita, automatically you can take MockVita 2. So in this link you can take MockVita. That here itself they mention. Okay, if you registered for CodeVita, automatically you can take MockVita 2. There is no separate registration for MockVita 2. Clear? Cool. Now let's go for the next status types. The first type of status you will be getting is compile time error. Okay, with the image I will show you how does this compile time error work. Next status you might get is runtime error. Next is time limit exceeded, memory limit exceeded, wrong answer, presentation error, and accepted. So this presentation error many people were discussing. Along with this presentation error, these are all the different status types you will be getting when you are submitting your code. Okay, this we'll discuss one by one in detail. Kalyan, CodeVita links on it. You can go to this CodeVita website itself. Whenever the CodeVita is there, you can open and you can start your test. The same codevita.tcsapps.com, that is the only link to participate in CodeVita, to register and to participate in the competition, everything the same link. Okay, so these are all the status types you can get. Now let's discuss these status types one by one in detail. First one, compile time error. So can anyone guess what is meant by compile time error? I'll give a minute of time. Quickly post your answers in the chat box. What is meant by compile time error? Yeah, okay. So yes, I'm getting some great answers. Syntactical errors. So whenever you are making mistakes with respect to syntax, that is called as compile time error. So for example, when I am declaring an array, I will be declaring, let's take Java. So I should give int arr equal to new int of this. This is how I have to declare an error in Java. So declare an array in Java. In case if I am not giving the semicolon, I forgot to give the semicolon. This is syntactical mistake. Semicolon states the end of a statement in C, C++ and Java, right? So I am not mentioning the semicolon. This is called syntactical error. Whenever you are making syntactical error, that is called as compilation error. That is called as the compilation error. Okay. So Kalyan, I told you multiple times, CodeVita is for practice. So this is the syntactical error. Okay. So these kind of syntactical errors are called as compilation error. Okay. If you are getting compilation error, you have made mistakes in the syntax of your program. Please rectify your syntactical errors in the program. Only then it will help you to clear the test cases. Okay, so here whenever you are submitting, for public test case itself, you will be getting this compilation error saying that you program as compilation error. I have made mistake with respect to the syntaxes in the code. Whatever I have written, I have made mistake with respect to the syntax. That is why it was showing the syntactical error. The meaning is I have made some syntactical mistakes in the program. That is why it was showing it as syntactical error. Krishna, you have to mention where you have taken help while you are solving this question. Okay, so this is what called as compilation error. While you are submitting your public test case, during that particular point of time itself, you will be getting this error if you have made any syntactical mistakes. That is what called as compile time error. This is the first type of error you can get. Second one is runtime error. What is the meaning of runtime error? In the sense, there is no mistake with respect to the syntax, but you have made mistakes with respect to the logic. You have made mistakes with respect to the logic. That is called as runtime error. That is logical error. Or you have made the loop to execute for infinite times. The program has not been terminated. That is also that comes in a time limit exceeded. That is also one more thing. If you have made some logical errors, so this loop execution that comes under time limit exceeded, you have made some logical mistakes. For example, I want to get my output value as 10, but I am getting my output value as some other complete logical mistakes you are making. At that point of time, you will be getting runtime error. If you are making some logical mistakes, you will be getting runtime error. This means your code has been successfully compiled, which means there is no syntactical error, but you have made mistake in the logic of your program. That time you will be getting runtime error. Okay, next one is time limit exceeded. So this error you will be getting because of optimization of the code. Because of the optimization of the code, you will be getting this error called time limit exceeded. So one example of time limit exceeded is if your code is running for infinite number of times. So this is the correct example I can say. Infinite times your code is running. For example, during the recursion, there is no ending point of recursion. The recursion has been keep on called. While you are executing the loop, you have not terminated the loop. The loop is keep on getting executed. That is in infinite loop. So you keep on getting loop is executed. That moment you will have time limit exceeded. And next case where you will be getting time limit exceeded is optimization of the code. For example, there is a particular program. That program can be solved in big O of log n. For example, I am saying, but you are solving it in big O of n. Let's take simple concept called searching an element in an array. That question will not be asked. Just for your understanding, I am explaining with this example. Searching an array, searching an element in a sorted array. So I can use two searches. One is linear search, another one is binary search. Linear search helps me to solve it in n time complexity. Binary search helps me to solve it in log n time complexity. So in this scenario, instead of using binary search, if we have used linear search, that will lands me an error saying that time limit exceeded, which means this program is taking too much of time to get executed. That is why you will be getting time limit exceeded. Is this clear? What is meant by time limit exceeded? So most frequently people will end up in this error. This error is because of the optimization of the code. If the code is not optimized properly, you will be getting an error called time limit exceeded. Here is the place where you have to use data structures and algorithms. So there are n numbers of algorithms and there are n numbers of algorithmic techniques which helps us to write the code in an optimized manner. That helps us to write the code in an optimized manner. Is that clear? So you can write the code in the optimized manner. Only then you will pass the test cases. Else your code will not pass the test cases. So this is one most frequent error where each and every student will get. So they will be mentioning, sir, I have written the correct code. It passed the public test case, but it has not passed the private test case. The reason is, if the reason is because of time limit exceeded, it states that you have not written the efficient code. If you are writing the efficient code, you will pass the private test cases also. Okay. And next error which you will be getting is memory limit exceeded. What is the meaning of memory limit exceeded? If your code is taking too much of memory to execute the code. For example, here they have declared an array 30 and 30. But if it can be solved with an array size of 5 cross 5. In this point of time, instead of 5 cross 5, you are using 50 cross 50. This is taking too much of memory. So this program is taking too much of memory to get executed. That is why it was showing an error called memory limit exceeded. So for each and every program, there will be a fixed amount of time to execute and a fixed amount of memory to save the code. If it is taking more than the given stipulated memory and time, if it is taking too much of time, it will give time limit exceeded. If it is taking too much of space, that will be landing us in memory limit exceeded error. Afferent syntax error and indentation error comes under compilation error, because syntactical mistakes comes under compile time error. Indentation of Python code, that comes under compilation error. Okay. So memory limit exceeded, whenever from the name itself easily you can predict. So this name states that memory limit exceeded. So the amount of space I have taken to solve this particular code is too much. That is why it is showing me an error called memory limit exceeded. Is it clear, guys? Great. Next one is wrong answer. So what is the meaning of this wrong answer? You know, yes, this video will be available in our YouTube channel. You can watch it. So wrong answer. So I was expected to get the output as 12, but I am getting on my output as some 15. That will show you the wrong answer, which means there is no compilation error, there is no runtime error, there is no time limit exceeded and memory limit exceeded. Everything is perfect, but the expected output is not same. At that point of time, you will be getting an error saying is wrong answer. I was expected to have an output as 12, but I have got the output as 10. That point of time, you will be having an error saying that, or status type saying that wrong answer. Okay, so make sure you are giving the correct answer for the, you are writing the code so that you are fetching the correct answer in an optimized manner. This is what called as wrong answer. Is it clear, guys? Next one is the most frequently asked question. What is the meaning of presentation error? So presentation error is nothing but if we are given some extra spaces in your output. For example, I want to get my output value like this. For example, code space Vita. Okay, but your output has been printed like this, CodeVita. Or if I want to get output like this, you have printed the output as code space Vita. So these are all the things, but extra spaces is getting printed. Because of this, you will not get the exact answer. Okay, but you have got the answer. Okay, this, because of this, you will be getting an error called presentation error. Presentation error is I want my output as code and Vita in different line, but I have printed the output as code space Vita. Because of extra white spaces, if you are getting some error, that is called as presentation error. If you are getting presentation error, you no need to worry about the presentation error. That code will be considered. See, submission against private is successful, but you have got presentation error. In this point of time, you don't want to waste your time and rectifying the presentation error. This code will be 100% accepted. That is why it is showing in green color. Okay, if it is showing in red color, it is like, you know, with the help of color itself. Red color, that has not been accepted. Green color, it has been accepted. So submission against private test case successful, it is showing in green color, right? So which means this code is 100% accepted. This code is 100% accepted. You don't want to worry about it. You can move on to the next question. You can move on to the next question. This code will be 100% accepted. The reason for getting presentation error is because of extra white spaces, or outputs are printed in different lines where we want to print it in the same line. Array elements, all the array elements has to be printed in new line, but I am printing all the array elements in the single line. So like this reasons, you will be getting presentation error. Whenever you are getting presentation error, you don't want to worry about it. You can move to the next code. Don't waste time in rectifying this presentation error. Clear? And the last status type is accepted. Accepted is the thing, but where your code have been accepted with no errors. Okay, so submissions again private test case successful, and if you choose accepted, what is the expected output, and the same output I have got in both public test case as well as private test case. That is what called as accepted. So these are all the 7 status types you will receive whenever you are solving versions in CodeVita. Any questions, guys? So these are all the 7 status types you would receive whenever you are compiling the code. Make sure you are passing public test cases as well as private test cases, both. Okay, any questions, guys? If you have no questions, you can drop it in the chat box, or if you have any questions, you can drop it in the chat box so that I'll answer and I'll move to the next one. Okay, next one is check your submission history. So what is the meaning of check your submission history? Is nothing but once after clicking, so here you have this guidelines, coding arena, that is nothing but coding area where that 6 questions will be there, you can click and you can code, editor, compile and run history, so you can see how many times you have clicked submission code. So in this, for example, board question, compilation error first you have got, next you have got wrong answer, then you have got presentation error, again once again you are forgetting you have got presentation error, which means presentation error is accepted. Okay, then for lexi.cpp that I have got presentation error, and here one more question you will be getting, sir, can I solve one question in C++ and can I solve the next question in Java? Yes, it is allowed. So you can solve first question in C++, second question in Java, third question in Python, fourth question in PHP, that is allowed. But during the interview they might question why you have solved it this way, you should be able to explain and you should be able to code in all the 4 different languages. Okay, it doesn't mean that if you are choosing one language you should pick all the questions of same language. No, you can choose programming language in a different way for different questions, that is allowed, you can do that. Okay, so you can check the submission history, like the submission history also it is there, unevaluated submissions, like what are the questions has not been unevaluated, that everything you can see it by clicking this tab. Okay, and there was a question, yes, presentation error and accepted are both considered to be the successful completion of the question. Presentation error and accepted, both are considered to be successful completion of this question. Apart from these two, if you are getting any other thing, that will not be considered as a successful completion of the question. Next question from Sudha is, can we write the exam at home round 1 or should we go to the region? No, you can, I have mentioned it, there is an online examination. You can write the exam at any place. Make sure you have proper internet. Apart from that, nothing else you can worry. Of course, you can mention where you have taken from the help. Every link you can mention it in the attribution section. If you have taken help from internet, you can mention it in the attribution section. They have clearly mentioned if you have taken help from internet, please mention it in the attribution section. Any other question, guys? If you have no questions, we can go to the topics which we have to focus to crack the CodeVita. That we'll discuss now. So far we have seen how does the CodeVita platform works and what are all the types of statuses you will be receiving while submitting your code during the CodeVita examination. Can we move on to the topics? So I'll give quick 2 minutes, go through this. If you have any questions or any questions just popping in your mind, you can post it here. Okay, now let's go for the topics to be covered. So like what are the topics I should cover to participate CodeVita confidently? So you have to completely learn data structures and algorithms. Only data structures and algorithm help you to clear this CodeVita competition till your final round. Till your final round you have to clear this. To clear this you have to know how to clear clear this how to win this competition. To win this you should be very strong in data structures and algorithms. Only that will help you. Pravalika, we have to mention the code taken from online. If you have taken help from online, you should mention the URL in the attribution section. Often in online editor it executes it, but it is not passing all the test cases, sir. See, you have to make sure you have to pass all the test cases in the TCS compiler. In TCS compiler, private test case has to be cleared. Only then it is considered successful submission. Kalyan, this you are asking for multiple times, and I also have mentioned this multiple times. This, if you are clearing round 1, you will be called for job interview. If you are clearing that interview, you will be getting a job. If you are not clearing the interview, you will not get job. It doesn't mean that after clearing round 1 you will get a job. No, it is not like that. After clearing round 1 interview, you will be getting a job. Sneha, the same answer for you. If you are clearing round 1 and if you are clearing the round 1 interview, you will be called for interview, right? If you are clearing the interview, then only you will be getting job. For example, you have solved 3 questions with the help of your faculty, and during the interview, if they are asking you how does you solve these 3 questions, if you are not able to answer those questions, that time they will not select you at all, because you have not solved by your own. You have taken help from your faculty, that's the third person, and you are not able to explain. How come they will be selecting you? Make sure if you are solving the question, you should know how to explain. You should know to explain the solutions also. Most probably, the interview they will be asking what are the questions you have got, how did you solve the question, what was the logic you have used to solve the question. So, like that kind of questions will be more during the interview. Apart from this, the rest of the interview, how will it happen? The same way also will be there. But 70% you will be having questions mostly from the questions you have solved during the CodeVita. If we have taken help from internet or any website, whatever be the website, please paste the URL in the attribution section. Any other questions? Okay. So, if we have no questions, let's move on to the topics to focus to crack CodeVita. So, as I mentioned earlier, you should know how to, if you want to know how to crack CodeVita, you should be strong in data structures and algorithms. Only data structures and algorithms helps you to crack CodeVita. So the data structures topics are linked list, stack, queue, trees and graphs. There were few problems which was asked on graphs I have seen. Directly through graph algorithms like shortest path algorithm. So there are two shortest path algorithm. Through shortest path algorithm, there were few questions which have been asked. Okay, so this was one major topic I have seen. So won't they get questions from linked to stack and queue now? Through this you can solve the questions. So like for example, there were one question with the help of stack data structure you will be able to solve, or some with the help of list data structure you will be able to solve. So in that way it will be mentioned. Some questions were there from trees also. With the help of trees you will be able to solve the question. Some question can be solved with the help of graphs also. I have seen some questions from graphs up to shortest path algorithms. And even there are high chances to be asked on minimum spanning tree also. When I say minimum spanning tree, there is prims and crucibles. Minimum spanning tree. Through this also they will be asking you to solve the question. Okay, so these are all the data structures you have to focus. And additionally, if you know how does tries works, please learn tries also. Trees and tries both are different, they are not same. TRIES, it's not N, it's R. TRIES, tries data structure. Okay, then searching and sorting, that will help you. You should know how searching and sorting works, because you should know what is the efficient searching algorithm, you should know what is the efficient sorting algorithm also whenever you are solving some problems. Then divide and conquer, these are all algorithmic techniques. So divide and conquer technique. So through divide and conquer technique you can solve n numbers of problems in an optimized manner. There are multiple algorithms which come to the divide and conquer technique, such as Parsons multiplication. Like this we have many algorithms, so that will help you to solve the question in an optimized manner. Like merge sort, binary search, quick sort, these are all the algorithms come to the divide and conquer algorithm. And next, mathematical algorithms. So there are many mathematical algorithms which will help us to solve the code more efficiently. Especially I have seen in the last 3 to 4 years, mostly every year one question related to prime numbers have been asked. I don't know why. So there is an efficient way of writing prime numbers. The name of the algorithm is called sieve. Just like sieve of Eratosthenes. And next one is called segmented sieve. So segmented sieve is the most optimized or efficient approach to find prime numbers in a given range. This is the most optimized. Apart the like normal approach will go with the n into square root of n, we can solve sieve of Eratosthenes, will solve it in n into log of log n time complexity. Then this will take less than the log of log n time. So it's like approximately n or n into square root of, sorry, n or square root of n, something like that. It will take n or square root of n, something like that it will take. So this is the most optimized way of writing the prime numbers in a given range. So there were multiple questions which have been asked like this, and similarly there were questions at GCD also. So whenever you are getting, see, not to solve GCD of two numbers, to solve the complete question, GCD plays a major role. One part of the solution to be found is something, but you have to find GCD. So that GCD has to be calculated through using Euclidean algorithm. So through Euclidean algorithm, if you find GCD, the time complexity will be log n. So these are all the mathematical algorithms which will help us to solve the questions in an optimized manner. Okay, so majorly you have to focus on mathematical algorithms also. There are many mathematical algorithms. So the most commonly, frequently used, I have mentioned these two. Next to this, you have to know how does the greedy approaches works. Coin change problem especially, greedy approaches. So all those things will help us to solve the question. Divide and conquer, greedy approaches or the algorithmic techniques that will help us to solve question. Along with this, we have dynamic programming also, most important. So there is a major concept in algorithm called dynamic programming. This is one of the algorithmic technique that will help us to write our code in a most optimized manner. So dynamic programming, the drawback of recursion will always be overcome with the help of dynamic programming, because recursion will take a time complexity of n factorial or 2 power n. So that time complexity can be reduced up to n square with help of dynamic programming. So that is one thing which we have to know. Dynamic programming is one of the important topic you have to focus while entering into any of the competitive coding examinations or competitions. Kalyan, these topics are available. There are many websites. You have LeetCode, HackerRank, HackerEarth, CodeChef. These places you can solve or you can practice all these questions. Okay. And next one is backtracking. So n-queen problem, randomized problem, permutation of a string, combination of an array. Those kind of questions also you have to practice a lot. That will help you to clear this problem. And finally, bit manipulations also. So when we talk about bit manipulation, bits, gates, and or XOR, right shift, left shift, these gates, through the help of these gates you can play, you can solve more questions optimized in way that will save so much of time in the execution of the code. So Remember this in mind. So these are all the topics. The topics are nothing but data structures and algorithms. So first 5 comes under data structures, and the remaining topics comes under the algorithms and the algorithmic techniques. That will help us to solve the question. And in addition to this, there are many string algorithms also. String algorithms like Mannekes algorithm, Robin-Karp algorithm, KMP algorithm, Z algorithm. There are many string algorithms also. Please learn this, because if there is a question based on strings, that will help us to solve. Okay. So these are all the topics you have to focus majorly to clear CodeVita. Okay. That's it for the session, guys. Now let's have some 5 minutes of questionnaire. If you have any questions to ask, you can ask. I'll answer that, and then we can wind up the session. In the next live sessions, we will be discussing the previous year CodeVita questions. We will not discuss on what are the things which will be focusing on CodeVita. No, directly we'll be jumping into the previous year questions. We'll take those questions and we can solve as many questions as possible. Okay. Now I'll give some 5 minutes of time. If you have any questions which you need to be asked, you can ask. I'll answer all your questions now. We are in the end of the session, guys. So if you have any questions, please post your questions. Don't ever hesitate to ask your questions. What are the doubts you have regarding CodeVita, you can post it. I'll answer you all your questions. Kalyan, I have answered this question multiple times. Regarding TCS job, digital job interview, we will be having a separate session. So far, there is no registrations have been opened for TCS digital interviews at all. So if they have not given an official statement, we cannot give you the answer for this question. As of now, they have like officially they have released for CodeVita. So that's what we are discussing in this CodeVita. Like what I can say, from 2 years back, I can say like 1 year or 2 years back, first TCS will conduct CodeVita competition. After that only they will be going into recruitment process. But last year what they have done is, first they have done the recruitment process, then they have conducted CodeVita. But this year first they are conducting CodeVita and then they might come for the recruitment process. Yeah, thanks Darun, thanks for the compliment. Sure, we will be having an excellent problem solving sessions in the upcoming days. Those problems are not like some random questions. Actual CodeVita questions will be taken and discussed during the session. Any other question, guys? So last 2 more minutes. If you have questions, please post your questions. Don't hesitate to have ask questions. Whatever the question which is popping in your mind, you can post it. And we will be having some mock tests. We will be sharing those mock tests also. The pattern of CodeVita is 6 questions, 6 tasks. You can choose any language out of those 8 programming languages which I have mentioned. You can take help from internet. Attribution is most important, so that you will not get caught in plagiarism checker. Clearing first one will give you a job opportunity. So already I have mentioned the website of CodeVita. You can register in this link. So one more time I will just quickly show you the website. This is the website. Once the session is over, we will be posting it in our YouTube channel. We know. So this is a link for registering for the CodeVita. Yes, Venkatesh, you can use as browsers already you can use, but you should paste the URL where you have taken the help. Yamini, the programming language are C, C++, C Sharp, Java, Python, Ruby, Perl, or the programming languages. Of course, Sumanjali, DSC will helpful for you to clear round 1 and round 2 and even interviews also. And most of the product companies also can be cracked with the help of data structures and algorithms. Mahalashmi, how come you can get to know that the session is been going to happen today? In the same process, we will be circulating the links to join the session and to register for this session also. Cool. I guess there are no more questions. We can wind up, I guess. Last 2 more minutes anyways. If you have any quick questions to get answered, you can post. Or if you miss any questions in the session, you can post the questions. You can install that app again, Dinesh. You will be getting that code again. There is no issue about it. You can install the code once again. Pravalika, yeah, of course, the question, don't see that questions are very lengthy. They would have explained it more detailedly, see it in that way. And yes, that can be solved in an optimized way. And the trick is the thing, but if you know how to work on data structure algorithms, you can solve it more easily. I would suggest everyone to be strong in data structures and algorithms, especially on the algorithm techniques which I have mentioned, greedy approaches, backtracking, dynamic programming, bit manipulation. These will be 4 major areas. Please be more careful. Along with this, learn mathematical algorithms also. And you should be really good in cracking the logic of the code. So cool, that's all guys. There are no more questions. I guess we can wind up the session. Thank you so much, and we'll see you in the upcoming session guys. Thank you all.